Ladies, I have been waiting to do this interview for a year. And you know the reason why is because when we started following each other on social media and I started hearing the Command Sisters, and I'm checking you guys out, and then I see you guys doing these small events where I'm going, oh my goodness, the voices from you two, incredible. And then I see you, like I said, you're like walking posters. You guys are enigmas, but at the same time, damn, you guys are good. How does it feel, though, that you guys are setting a new pace when it comes to Canadian music? Because that's what I feel like when I get a chance to hear you guys and talk about your music.
Well, that's an amazing compliment. Thank you. You know, it's weird. Like, we've been singing together, I think now for over 10 years. Yeah. And so we never really even thought about it as like, this is what we're going to do. We just kept going along and writing and gigging. So it's amazing that now, since I moved to Toronto, we've gotten to know the industry, and it's such an incredible city. And it feels like the right time to be finally releasing our debut single, and we couldn't be more proud to be in such an amazing city during this time.
But the thing is, though, the look, the music, and everything else, you guys are following trends. You literally are setting trends.
I mean, it's amazing to think that we are kind of trailblazing. I think, you know, because we've been doing this so long, we've really evolved. I mean, starting in country music, and then the look, you know, the fashion and everything that we do visually, even online, you know, that's really been, it's developed. And I think that it's exciting to know that we finally found this vein where it's getting people excited and people talking. And I think that's just the biggest compliment.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I want to get into, though, and how this all started, because, of course, we're talking family here. And also, I'm glad you brought up the country music thing, because that was the first thing I noticed. I went, wait a minute, the country, they don't look like or sound like anything country. How did this all begin for the both?
You know, I think moving to a city like Toronto, where you can be influenced by so many different types of artists. And
moving from?
Spruce Grove, Alberta. Different cultures and all that stuff. I think that really influenced us too. Growing up country music, we love country music so much. We still write country music. But we always felt like we never really quite 100% fit. So for us to almost rediscover ourselves musically also kind of took another journey of finding out who we were as people. And I think that eventually translated into fashion and being an artist. It's so much fun because it's like you can kind of paint your world around the music, and that for us is such a fun creative expression. So it's really amazing to get compliments from people like you, because it's been kind of living in our heads for like the last 3 years. So to finally see that come to life in our single is like so exciting.
Well, let's go even a bit further now, because now I know Toronto corrupted you guys, basically. Sorry about that. But growing up, though, what was it like for you guys living in Alberta? I mean, siblings. Yeah. What was it like for the both of you?
It was growing up, everything was very music centered, and we didn't intend it to be that way. It just kind of fell into place. We found a lot of support in the local community in Spruce Grove. We played at a lot of festivals, started learning guitar, and you know, I started writing, I think, around age 12, so I started writing and playing out everywhere we could. It was just a really good learning sort of atmosphere for us, you know, to start on this musical journey. It was, and obviously our family was so supportive. They really helped guide us and just support us along the way. So it was a great childhood, I think, you know, filled with music, and that sort of got us off the ground, I think.
So before Toronto corrupted you guys, when did you start feeling, okay, love country music, because of course Canadian country music, huge these days, but you guys started to feel another pulse. When did that start to sink in?
Well, it's funny. My sister got contacted from this DJ group called the Disco Fries, and they were...
Excuse me, the what?
The Disco Fries. They have a cooler name than we do. And anyway, the song ended up getting signed to Armada, which is a leading electronic label in the States and in the UK. And it was a very, very pop song. And it was, at the time, we would go out and we'd play country shows. But then my sister would like come home on the piano and like write all these pop songs. And we were like, this is like, is this how it's supposed to be? I don't know if it's supposed to be, and I think it was just a very natural progression. And I think now, I mean, we're kind of like known for like the touring act that like hasn't released any music, because we wanted the first album or sound to be something that was like 100% us.
But here's the thing that you get from country music and you get gospel: harmony, singing together. I was going to say, did you get that from the country music?
I think so. Like, I think before we even started singing together, we were harmonizing, really. Like, I remember harmonizing to the computer, the old computers as it would turn on, because it would make a sound, or the garage door as it was opening, a very low humming sound. And then we started harmonizing together, so I feel like country music obviously had a role to play in that, a huge role, but I also feel like we just started naturally doing it. I don't know why, but it was just this thing. And then obviously the country music, yeah, like there's nothing like country music with harmonies. It's just totally built around that.
And the guitar playing and the chops and everything. I mean, being in that world and seeing these players just like shred all the time, like as like a 10-year-old kid, I was just like, whoa, like immersed in it. So I definitely think that had a huge, I mean, people still say when they hear our stuff, they're like, I hear like a little country harmony here in there. So
I remember hearing you guys in the Cameron House, and that's where I was just like, okay, forget about any recordings. These guys are fantastic because you guys sound better than the recordings. When did you guys decide Toronto was the move to come to really help further your careers?
When we moved here, well, initially we came here only for a 2-month program. Coalition Music, the record label, puts on this course called Canada's Music Incubator. And it was just to learn about the music industry and kind of, you know, hopefully give some people their start.
And if I can interrupt, they do give a lot of great Canadian artists their start. It's really almost like, you know, the jump into the professional world.
Yeah, and we just like 2 small town girls thrown into a big city, and we were scared. It was a terrifying experience. 99% of the time it was scary and we were not happy. But I think that year of growing and like being terrified and like not knowing if people were gonna like us or not knowing even who we were, I think that those growing pains is kind of what brought us to where we are now, and it's really cool to kind of look back and just...
I think as the program was ending, we actually started getting a lot of opportunities, like shows and just meeting different people. And that's the moment where we were like, you know, I think we have to be here. We have to move. And that was a huge decision for us. But yeah, it was scary, but I think that was the moment where it clicked. We're like, okay, we feel like we need to be here.
Okay, so Coalition Group, you've got Strand Entertainment, all this stuff is coming together for you guys. Finally, everybody turns around and says, we need a single, and you guys have done that.
Yeah,
Finally,
it's
yes.
funny because we actually recorded this one a little bit ago, and we had it recorded, and it was all about just finding the other songs that were going to surround that initial single.
And that single is?
Low Profile.
Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to tell me what it's all about.
Yes, okay. I wrote this song about a dream I had, actually, which kind of sounds strange. It's just, I don't want to elaborate too much, but it's sort of...
Elaborate!
It's sort of about this chaotic sort of romance that went on in my head, where there's this person and you want to get to know them, but they're just not opening up. You know, they're trying to keep a low profile, and you're trying to get to know them better. That's the best way I can describe it. So it was based off of this dream I had, and I was playing the piano the next day and started, you know, writing out the lyrics and working on the song. And Sarah runs down the stairs and she like, with this brilliant bridge melody, and she just like sings it, and I'm like, that's it, that's the bridge.
I swear to God, you two are in each other's heads all the time.
Well, it's funny because she writes like hundreds of songs, and like sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's good, like good job, that's cool, whatever. Sometimes I'm like, that sucks. I'm joking. I never say that. But for some reason, this one when I heard, it, I was like, I like this one. I love. And when she knows, like whenever I freak out on a song, I'm like, that's pretty cool. And it's weird to think that the song that we wrote in Spruce Grove, Alberta, is like our first song that we were releasing in Toronto, which is just like a weird. Life just happens, right?
You know, it's right around. Right around. So are we looking at an EP or an album in the future?
Yes, there will be an EP. We actually got the juried sound recording grant, which is super exciting. So we will be hopping into the studio right away. I think about 6 songs. So we're really excited about that. And
that will be out early 2018.
Is there anything else coming down? Because I see you guys doing the modeling and there's so many things that are just like on your doorstep. What would you guys like to see happen hopefully in the future?
We definitely want to start playing some more shows. You know, in the past we had the chance to go to Shanghai and do a tour. And to me, like, that was such an unforgettable experience. And as a songwriter, it's really cool to see songs being taken to the stage and how people feed off of it and how you can kind of get creative with the stage stuff. So I think that's what we look forward to the most.
Yeah, definitely releasing more songs, singles than the EP, and then touring, like Sarah said, that would be so fun.
Website, Twitter, all the social media stuff. Where do we go to follow you? I know where to follow you because we're following each other.
Yes, okay, so website is just commandsisters.com. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all at Command Sisters. That's it. You'll find us.
We can be friends, social media friends.
Definitely the ladies you want to be friends with. Thank you so much for doing the interview, but more importantly, thank you for changing the game.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you for talking with us.
Rudy Blair, yo.
Rudy Blair's awesome.